gun, his AR-15 ready, and he runs into a student, Christopher McKenna, who is leading from the main hall into the stairwell. And in that interaction, he tells Christopher McKenna, "You better leave, or you better get out of here. Something bad is about to happen." So it indicates even prior to the shooting, in the moments before, he understood that there was going to be a negative outcome and expressed that to him. So he appreciated the outcome of what he was about to do.
And what was, with reference to a security guard?
Right. So he reported to me that even when he was entering the school, was left off from the gate, that he thought he saw a security officer may have seen him. And so he realized that he might have to proceed and go faster in case an alert was sent out, and it might prevent him having as much time as he needed. In my interview, he did discuss that he was aware roughly how long you had before an officer might show up, and so he understood it could be a limited period of time.
Okay. I think we have a clip on that. Clip 13B, please, Aaron.
Once you get to school, what's your next step?
Walk through the gates. Hopefully there's no security guards. Make sure that's wrong.
So, I haven't been to that school. So, are there lots of gates, or how do you get it? How do you get to it?
3 gates.
Okay, and so where do they drop you off?
The front gate of the school.
Front gate. And so is your backpack, like sometimes you can wear a backpack like slump on your shoulder?
Yeah, it was in front. I think I was wearing it in front.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And then what were you doing with the gun safe bag?
Well, I was walking.
Okay. And
I
you're
think south of Holmberg Road.
Okay, you're walking with it, and you have the backpack kind of on one side. And then what happened?
I went through the gates. I looked at the guy who was watching me.
Oh, there was a guy watching you?
Yeah.
Was it that? Was it that?
I saw him radioing, and I said, "Oh shit, I'm screwed." So I just ran into the building, and I told the kid to get out of here. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said something.
Was the guy that you saw radioing, and you said, "Oh shit, I'm screwed"? Was it remember we were talking about some other security guy? Was that that same guy? No, totally different one.
Totally different.
And so, what did you think when you saw him talking on the radio? What do you think that was about?
I thought he was gonna. I think he called Scott Peterson.
Okay. And what would that mean if he did?
Scott Peterson was coming.
Okay, and what would that mean for your plan that day?
To shoot.
Okay. And how about evidence of executive functioning when he actually got on the first floor?
Right. So the first floor is where the shootings began, and even in the day prior and the day of the shooting, prior to getting the Uber, he had taken several steps so that when he got at this point to the first floor, his plan to kill up to 20 people could be effective. So one of the things that he did, and this occurred then on the first floor, was that he had a paintball vest that had been, I think, a friend of his, and he loaded it up the day before with different magazines. And so that was then placed in the bag, the backpack with other items, and so he had different magazines. The magazines were in the vest. He had one in his pocket. As he described on the night before, he had practiced sighting the weapon and imagining the recoil, so he would be prepared. The shirt that he wore, as he described, was so that he could blend in. He also told me that he chose Valentine's Day in particular. He described how he had difficulty with Valentine's Day because he had no one to love or no one to love him, and so that was a day of his choosing. And so when he got on the first floor, what he had done the day and the night prior to really allowed him to be more effective in what he did. So he goes to the first floor, he turns, and after he loads the 10-round magazine, he starts his shooting. And he is successful in shooting several students on the first floor and also some school personnel. and he goes through and shoots through different classroom windows. He walks down the hallway. At one point, he runs out of the 10-round magazine, so he takes his backpack, I believe, off. He opens the backpack. He has the tactical vest that has the magazines in it, and then he can resume shooting, which he does. So this indicates a lot's going on, despite the noise, the sounds, the smells, everything around him. He is able to reload, put on the vest, select the magazine, continue to shoot, to continue to target individuals, approach them, and there were some individuals where he even shot a second time, even after he had shot them once. So he had goal-oriented, directed behavior throughout that first floor.
And did he tell you anything about how he thought maybe some of the victims would react to him?
He had different explanations for how he thought the victims might react. At one point in the interview, he suggested that, maybe he had hoped one would hug him. He also suggested at one point that he understood that they might have fear or run from him in general, as described on the cell phone video. And so he had different thoughts about that.
Okay. We have a clip. Aaron, please, 22.
On the other side, and I was walking, and then I saw the two girls. I shot them. So three. I shot three. No, three. Okay, and then I shot was Peter Wing and that girl by the stairwell.
Okay.
Yeah. I think his name was Peter Wong or something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I only recently found out what his name.
Yeah, and so the first person you shot, remind me what that was like and how you were able to, how you did that.
Oh, shit. I thought they would scream. That's more like they passed out.
Okay.
Passed out and just blood just came out, pouring out of their head.
Okay.
It was really nasty and sad to see.
Okay. And did he discuss with you, or did you make a determination on the third floor of the teacher's lounge about executive functioning?
Yes. So after he went through the second floor, he couldn't, as he describes, find anyone to shoot in the second floor. So he was aware that his actions wouldn't fulfill his goal. So he left there and then went to the third floor to search for other individuals. So after he finished his shooting on the third floor, he went into the teacher's lounge. And in the teacher's lounge, he described that he attempted to shoot out the windows towards kind of a courtyard or an outside area of the school where he could target other students. But he was unsuccessful in having the window through the gunshots crack, or that didn't work. So he was unable to shoot from that third floor window.
And how did that exhibit to you executive functioning?
So he realized at the time that if he were going to shoot other students, and if there were none either on the second, or he didn't have any that he could find or left on the third floor, that as he described in his cell phone video, that he could shoot from above, shoot down, have targets there. And so he's thinking and changing his